one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
I think about all the infrastructure that got built up behind the scenes by Coach Osborne, that Coach Solich took over, and then some of that infrastructure was eroded. Matt Rule still has to prove this, but I think Matt Rule's style is that, yeah, he'd like the infrastructure in place, but I think Matt Rule has the personality to do everything in his power to bend it to the way he wants it.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com. At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
The playoff race is heating up, and the Lincoln Stars are pushing for their 3rd consecutive postseason berth this spring. Join us at the Icebox as the Stars host the Sioux City Musketeers at 7:05 p.m. on Friday and the Omaha Lancers at 6:05 on Saturday. Friday is FFA and Ag Night, and Saturday is Billet Appreciation Night. Lock in your seats for all the fights, checks, and goals now at LincolnStars.com.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Koppel. So take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with proof credit. Stock number G214773.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course. Learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you are passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
High
high schoolers. Unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys want a happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll go for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico. Rico, you're back.
Hello.
How is San Diego?
Sunny.
That must be nice.
And warm and beautiful.
Are you happy to be back?
Extremely happy to be back.
Because not only did you just have a trip to San Diego, we have to hear about how beautiful Stillwater was.
It wasn't Stillwater, it was Oklahoma City.
Okay, Oklahoma City was.
We don't have to talk about Oklahoma City.
For a bachelor party.
Yep. It was.
I talked about it on the radio a little bit on Friday.
Did you?
I talked about how I can't remember who I had on the air. It was one of those. Oh no, it was AD and AG.
Okay.
They're sitting on each side of me, and I said, "All right, guys, if you think of a bachelor party, where are some cities and states that you think you might go to?" And you had the usual Vegas, Arizona's, the Floridas.
Okay, the thing is,
even Kansas City was one of them.
The thing is, we have a guy in our group. I'm not naming any names. We have a guy in our group that if we went to Vegas, not only would we lose him, we would leave without him.
It's basically The Hangover.
But, like, we wouldn't look for him because we'd be like, I mean,
he's on the roof.
We wouldn't know where he is. We're not going to look for him because he's crazy. And we're just like, he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. And we'd leave. And we'd be like, he probably still lives there. Like, that's how that would be. Like, that's the friend group that I went with. We have a guy that everybody know. We were surprised we didn't lose him.
Oh, okay. So, Oklahoma City.
It was fun. It was fun. We went to a Thunder game.
I don't mind Oklahoma City.
The Thunder crushed the Suns without Gilgeous Alexander.
Isn't it crazy that the Thunder are good?
Yeah, it's wild.
They have so many draft picks still.
I know.
And they're good.
Yeah.
They shouldn't use their draft picks this year. They should find out a way to trade
Chet Holmgren, very good. KD, still great. They booed every time he touched the ball.
Dang.
Every time he touched the ball.
That was probably pretty exciting,
was just draining
though.
Shot after shot after shot.
That probably was pretty exciting, though, seeing KD back in OKC.
Yeah, I got to see KD play live. And Bradley Beal, who didn't do much, and Devin Booker, who had like 5 fouls in like the third quarter.
Let me ask you this question. Have you watched, how many NBA games on TV have you watched this season? Because I can tell you my number just like that.
A lot.
You have?
I've actually watched a lot. When on TV, not a lot. On my phone,
okay,
a lot.
Well, on a streaming service,
a ton. I would say over 30.
Wow. So this is one of those years where NBA TV would have come in.
It really, I should have bought 2K with the NBA TV
subscription. So I have watched exactly 0.
That's sad.
I have not watched a single NBA game.
You're not keeping up with your Bulls.
I've kept tabs on like how guys are doing and how teams are doing.
Yeah.
Not watched a single NBA game.
Hey, it's fun.
But I've watched more Major League Baseball games on MLB TV in the first 5 days of the season than I've watched any of the NBA.
I watched my first MLB game on Monday.
MLB's fun this year.
But I mean my first MLB game of this season.
In person.
And my first in person ever, and my first game this season on Monday when we went to Petco Park. Also, shout out to the Padres in Petco Park. That place is beautiful.
So, cool skyline. Yep. Austin and I talked about this yesterday pretty in depth. We actually spent a whole segment on it, not planning to. List of ballparks that are on your dream, I guess, like dream list to visit.
That was one of them.
Petco was one of them.
That was one of them. Yankee
So you
Stadium,
checked it?
obviously.
Yep.
Wrigley for Rachel.
Yep.
And just,
History.
Wrigley seems fun.
For history. Are you more excited about Wrigley or Wrigleyville?
Probably Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
Probably Wrigleyville.
There you go.
I want to do the tour and get a piece of ivy.
Would you rather
Can you still take the ivy?
I'm not sure. I'd be curious to see the number of people that would rather sit on like the rooftops instead of in the stadium.
I want to sit in the bleachers.
Oh, in the outfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to sit with the people.
Any other ballparks on your list?
Pirates.
Oh, PNC. We talked about PNC. Skylines have such a big deal, or have so much to do with it. Because Petco has a great skyline.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Give me Dodger Stadium.
Chavez Ravine. Okay.
Orioles.
Okay. Camden Yards. Camden Yards.
I've driven by Camden and I've driven by San Francisco's.
Wow. That's one that
San Francisco looks interesting.
That's one that Austin said was San Francisco. San Francisco's ballpark. He's got to turn on.
Yeah, he can't hear.
He's going to come in here. But San Francisco's ballpark was one of them.
That is one of them.
I feel
like it's a lot of like I really want to go. This is a weird one. This might be a weird one. I don't know if this will surprise anybody. And I know Austin's not going to like it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed rate field. The White Sox. I want to go there. I don't know why.
Guaranteed rate. That's the White Sox now.
That is.
It's because that guaranteed rate used to be Cleveland.
Cleveland is progressive.
Maybe it is progressive. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, guaranteed rate is the White Sox.
He mentioned that on his list was the San Francisco Giants.
That's a good one. That's the one I said.
That's one you said. That's what we were telling you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the world's worst lip reader, and I could barely hear you over Heinrich Harburg. So,
well, it's okay. I thought maybe
he's just asking me what ballparks I want to go. Really, all except for Fenway. Really, all of them.
You don't want to go to Fenway.
You don't want to go?
I don't want to go to Fenway.
What if the Yankees win the game at Fenway?
I don't want to go to Fenway.
You don't want to go?
I don't want to go to Fenway.
You can.
Why?
Wow.
I don't know. Looks gross.
There's no. See, I disagree.
You have a loogie at Fenway.
I might.
I spit on you.
I think there's something to be said about just seeing the monster.
Yeah.
I think and pesky pole.
I don't care about Pesky's pole.
Man, that's surprising, Rico. I pictured you as somebody that would love Fenway. There's also something to be said for like the manual scoreboards.
Honestly,
oh yeah,
I love manual scoreboards.
Maybe this is weird. I want to go to where before they leave. Go to Oakland's.
No, you do not.
I want to go.
I had a buddy that went to the Coliseum last year, and this is a good transition.
Look, I've heard that it's gross, but like,
there's like
you kind of have to, right?
There's just metal fence around it,
but like you kind of have to, right?
I don't know.
To say that you did.
I don't know, man.
You can be one of the 10 people there.
I do wonder, like, what Major League attendance numbers are so far this season. I mean, so
I'll pop back in later.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, thanks, Austin. Again. Yeah, go talk to Heinrich. Okay, so MLB attendance numbers, if I can get them to be pulled up, because I would assume Oakland's is pretty far down the list, if not last.
Definitely.
If you have not heard the news, the Oakland Athletics are changing locations. Not Vegas. That Vegas is going to come in 2028, but for the next from 2025 to 2027. The Oakland Athletics are moving to San Francisco.
The San Francisco Athletics.
No.
Sacramento.
Yes, Sacramento. Excuse me. They're moving to Sacramento.
They're moving to the capital of California.
So
people forget.
In a AAA stadium, they're moving. AAA stadium, attendance 14,000 seats.
They still won't fill it.
14,000 seats in this stadium for the Oakland Athletics. They will not have a city attached to their name.
Just A's.
They will only have the Athletics or the A's. That's going to be how they're referred to. So they've played 7 games. Oh my goodness. They have played 7 games this year.
How many runs have they scored?
Not sure. 7 games this year at Oakland. And they average 6,438 fans per game.
That's gross.
The next lowest is Miami at 14,762 fans on average. So averaging 8,000 less than the second worst Major League ballpark, the Oakland Athletics.
That's sad.
LA Dodgers, not surprising here, lead it in average attendance, 44,163.
Mm-hmm.
Texas comes in second at 37,000. The Kansas City Royals are down at 13th with 23,000 fans on average. The Cubs are 8th with 30,000 fans on average. Yes, I mean, there you have it. The Major League Baseball attendance. There's a couple places that haven't had home games yet.
The A's have been shut out in
three
of their first 7 games.
Now we have to do our Oakland Athletics update.
Oakland Athletics update.
We said that we were going to make music, and we got to make music.
Yeah,
we got to make an intro. But Oakland Athletics update. So they are 1-6 this season.
That's pretty much what it is.
Pretty much a clown show. 1-6 this week, this season so far. They got they started out 0-3, then they won 4-3 over the Cleveland Guardians before getting swept by the Boston Red Sox, who are not good either.
Boston is also bad.
Boston is bad. They now go on the road, and they'll play a day baseball game tomorrow at 12:10 p.m. against the lone undefeated team in Major League Baseball.
Didn't think you'd be saying that.
The Detroit Tigers and Javier Baez.
How many? I'm going to see how many Ks he has.
How over under. Let's see. So they've played
4 games.
4. Detroit's played 4. Over under 6. I'm going to say, is this 6 right there? Javier Baez has 6 strikeouts.
And he is tied for the lead on the team.
And shocker.
With Jake Rogers.
Not surprising. Okay, last thing about Oakland Athletics is we have an Oakland Athletics update before we go to break. So I was looking through their payroll today, and understandably so. They are last in the league in payroll. They spend just a little over $61 million a year on their entire roster, which is next to nothing. They have their longest tenured contracts are 2 years. They have 2 guys on their roster that have a 2-year contract, and that is Ross Stripling, and that is Aledmus Diaz. Aledmus Diaz is hurt currently.
Oh, okay.
So he is injured. Those are the only 2 guys that have 2-year deals. That is the longest deal on any active player for the Oakland Athletics. Every single other player on Oakland's team has just a 1-year deal. Has just 1 year. So on the 40-man roster, you have 38 guys that you're either going to have to re-sign, move on from.
How many of them?
You have to go into arbitration for some of these guys.
Are actually going to want to re-sign. Like if I told you, hey, we're playing in a AAA ballpark next year.
Yeah.
Or for the next 2 years, whatever it was, 2-3 years.
From 2025 to 2027.
Yeah, before our new ballpark in Vegas is built. I don't know how many of those guys would be like, yeah, let me stay with the A's. Let me go play for the Sacramento A's.
No Sacramento.
I know they're not
Athletics.
Sacramento, but they're the Sacramento A's. Sacramento gets a Major League Ball Club for 3 years.
I believe that Oakland's AAA affiliate is in Sacramento.
Oh, so they're just going to share the ballpark.
I believe so.
That's tragic.
So Oakland
we've heard the stories of like the minor league guys and what they have to go through and all that, and so the facilities and everything. And now, like, you've made it to the show, but you're still at the AAA facility.
So it is. They are playing at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, California, from 2025 to 2027. 14,000 capacity home of the AAA Sacramento River Cats.
Oh, the River Cats. They're awesome. They're annoying in the show, in MLB The Show.
They're always so there you have it. The A's reached the deal to leave Oakland for Sacramento after this year. The deal is for at least 3 years while the team attempts to build a stadium in Las Vegas. In a joint release, A's owner John Fisher and Kings owner Vivek Ranadive, who owns the minor league team that currently plays in Sacramento, announced that the A's will play their home games at Sutter Health Park from 2025 to 27 ahead of a planned move to Nevada in 28.
Ronadive said in a release, "I'm thrilled to welcome the A's to Sutter Health Park, where players and fans alike can enjoy a world-class baseball experience and create unforgettable memories."
Honestly, the park doesn't look that bad.
The park looks nice.
It looks
nice better than the Coliseum.
It really does.
Today marks the next chapter of professional sports in Sacramento. Officials from the A's met with local officials Wednesday. The city had asked for $97 million, whether the team played in the Coliseum for 3 years or longer. That was a significant increase over what the team had been paying in rent and made the Sacramento move more likely. The deal is an option for a 4th year should the Las Vegas ballpark not be ready in time. That spokesperson told The Athletic that the team will have no city name attached while it plays in Sacramento. The Giants AAA affiliate, so not even the Oakland Athletics AAA affiliate, the San Francisco Giants AAA affiliate, the Sacramento River Cats, currently play in Sutter Health Park.
Well, it's perfect because then the A's can get a nice view at the Sacramento AAA guys and be like, hey, that guy's actually pretty good. We should trade for him.
The A's plan to play in Sacramento while the River Cats are on the road.
So they're going to have...
How about this? The ballpark barely fits Major League Baseball's minimum dimensions with 325 feet to right field, the required minimum distance from home plate, 403 feet to center, and 330 feet to left. Yikes.
Can you imagine?
So it is a hitter's ballpark.
Can't wait for the Yankees to play the A's.
That's incredible.
Ridiculous. I love it. Can you imagine, like, we're not playing this weekend because the River Cats are playing?
The River Cats are in town.
The A's are just like, we can't play this week because the River Cats are playing? Are you serious right now?
I hope that they get a scheduling mix-up to where it's like, we have to play the River Cats in the morning, and then the Athletics. we gotta clear the stadium.
They're like, you cannot go into extras.
Hey, the Dodgers are. Shohei's on his way. Shohei's on his way. Imagine Shohei Ohtani
sitting like front row, just like, can we?
He is right there. But Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers, or Aaron Judge and the Yankees, are just. Do you know when this game's going to get over? I don't know, Coach. We got to do a 30-minute warm-up period. We got to clean the stadium. First pitch scheduled for 7:05. I don't know. We might not get it until 9 p.m. It's going to be like a select baseball tournament.
Imagine being a AAA guy who just gets called up to the majors. Let's say you get called up. You're playing for Houston, right? Last week you were playing at Sutter Home. And then this week you're playing back at Sutter Home, but you're playing for the Astros.
You're playing for the Astros. Or you're the Giants. And it's like, hey, you just got to go over to the visitors clubhouse, man. That's where they're just like, that's where they call it.
I would do that. Just to what if I'm the Giants and if we're playing the A's, I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna bring one guy over.
I should know this, like Warner Park capacity.
It's not even like a drive. It's just like, hey, just move your stuff over here.
This one is going to be the Sutter Health is a little bit bigger than Warner. Warner has 9,000 seats.
Did you imagine the Royals?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's like the Royals playing at Warner.
They're just like, when they're switching to the new ballpark, they're going to keep playing golf until it's done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they're not renting.
No, they're not renting. They're not renting the Coliseum.
That's ridiculous. I get it. It's not their ballpark. They didn't build it. It was built for something else. But you're renting the ballpark.
Somebody texted in and said, by the way, 402-464-5685. Unnamed texter says, I don't think you guys need to tempt Shohei with anything else to bet on. over on the Shohei Ohtani home runs hit at Sutter Health Park.
Ooh.
I'm actually going to tweet that out. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, unnamed texter.
Thank you.
I'm going to tweet that out. That's a good one.
Chubby Rhino says, can we just refer to them as the Athletic A's?
No, because they're not good.
Yeah, I'm not going to call
they're
it
1-6.
1-6 and has scored 14 runs and been shut out 3 times as Athletic.
It is rough. It is not good.
Look, they are more athletic than I am.
Don't forget.
I'll give them that.
Don't forget they're over under. There's one guy that's really good, and that's Brent Rooker on the Oakland Athletics.
Poor guy.
Yeah, we were talking about that off air. You and I were, Rico, where it's like if I were to have like some of these guys on the Oakland Athletics, it's 1 year $750,000, right? If you are this is a good one. If you are Brent Rooker, you have pre-arbitration, so obviously you're a little bit more tied into your contract.
Mm-hmm.
1 year, $750,000. Are you not looking at your agent going, dude, how could you not negotiate that for me anywhere?
I will literally go. I will go to Detroit.
Hey, Detroit's not bad. They're undefeated.
I know. They're 4-0.
They have some good pieces, by the way. Detroit has some good pieces.
Javi Baez.
We do need to talk when Austin joins us later, and he's going to join because Rico's got to step out. So Rico's been here for like maybe 30 minutes of the last week.
Tired of Nick already.
Time to move on. It's time to move on. But no, it is fun to talk about the Oakland Athletics, who are nearly going to be soon going to be referred to as just the Athletics or the A's as they move to Sacramento.
Why don't they just call themselves the California A's?
I mean, because you're not really tied to California. They're just.
But you're there.
They're just trying to pass the time.
You're in California for 3 more years.
I think they're just trying to pass the time.
4 more years. Like,
get
come
us
on.
out of here.
Don't just. Oh yeah, the Athletics, the A's.
It's like the Washington football team.
Yeah, but not. But it's just the name though,
and it's for a much longer season.
Yeah. And also, Washington football team. I kind of like that one.
Yeah. The Washington football team fan.
A little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Not the organization, the name.
Whatever. Let's move on. I once again, this is incredible. I just as I'm skimming through this article, it's on behalf of Rob Manfred has said something. Manfred said that it would be a disappointment if the A's can't pull off their Vegas move by 2028, and that he will step. Don't forget, he's stepping down as commissioner in 2029.
And I'm stepping down in 2028 if they can't move.
If they can't move. On behalf of all of MLB, I want to express my appreciation to West Sacramento, Sutter Health Park, the Kings, and the greater Sacramento region. What does it mean when they say greater?
I don't know.
Greater Sacramento region.
Is that like the metropolitan area?
Potentially.
So it's just like not just Sacramento, but like the surrounding Sacramento area?
He says the Kings and the greater Sacramento region for their excitement in hosting the A's for interim play.
Are they excited?
As the A's new permanent home is built in Las Vegas.
Are they excited though? Like, if you're Sacramento, are you like, wow, we get the A's?
Dang, we got to share. All those dudes
like,
that deal with like the turf and the field management, they're just like, are you serious?
What is happening? Like, you get a professional baseball team. Like, you're getting a major league club. But also, it's the A's.
It's the A's. It's too bad that the A's, maybe John Fisher is just waiting to basically spend all of his money
when they get to Vegas.
When they get to Vegas.
You're going to want people to play for you when you're in Vegas. Like, people are going to want to play in Vegas.
I don't know, man.
But also, like
this is bad.
The team sucks.
This is bad. They have 2 guys that have 2-year deals. The rest are a year. Maybe they'll just get like loans from the Sacramento River Cats and say, "Can you guys just suit up? Are you guys able to suit up for us today?"
Like, it's not a trade. We just need you today.
Yeah, we just need you to help out. Hey, we don't have somebody playing third base. Can you just fill in real quick?
Our kids forgot their socks.
Yeah.
We have to forfeit.
He brought 2 left cleats. I don't know what happened.
We don't have any bats. I don't.
Yeah, they're borrowing the Sacramento River Cats bats. Okay, hold on.
Imagine if they hit better that game.
Let's check out the Sacramento River Cats roster real quick.
Well, it's the Giants AAA, so they've got great players.
Tell me one prospect off the Giants with that reaction.
They've got great players.
Sacramento River Cats roster.
Buster Posey Jr. I don't know.
People forget about Buster Posey. They have a highly rated pitching prospect, Spencer Howard.
Oh, yeah, Spencer Howard.
They have...
Oh, that's a face.
Hello, Jackson Reitz.
Oh.
Former Norris High School catcher, Jackson Reitz.
He's playing for the River Cats?
He is playing for the Sacramento River Cats.
Wow.
How about that? Let's see who else they got. Nobody else.
Perfect.
I could read you every single one of these names and we would have no clue.
Go ahead, hit me with one. Just a random name. I'll tell you where he went to college.
This could be fun. This could be fun.
I'm not going to tell you where they went to college.
Okay, where did outfielder?
Okay,
23-year-old.
Oh God,
Wade Meckler go to college.
Wade Meckler. Can you give me the conference?
Pac-12.
Pac-12. He is a UCLA guy.
Nope, he is an Oregon State Beaver.
So close.
I even gave you the easy one. Oregon State.
Was that easy?
One more.
I was going to say, if you say SEC, I'm saying LSU. Like, that's just...
Which we need to talk about LSU coming up. All right, here is... Oh, that's tough. That's too hard.
Tough. The greens are tough.
Okay, we'll go with... Okay, this one seems just normal. Where did right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 220-pound...
Yeah, because that helps.
Number 34, Tanner Andrews, go to college?
Tanner Andrews.
Big Ten.
Big Ten
conference guy.
All right, 6'3". So
he was drafted by the Marlins in 2018 in the 10th round.
Oh, obviously Michigan.
It's Purdue. Man, this is funny. All right, maybe we could try this with Austin coming up. We just go through just minor league rosters, guessing colleges. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, do you have to step out?
I do have to step out.
Rico's leaving. Austin's going to join me. We're going to talk the vote. Husker baseball attempting to sell alcohol in Haymarket Park. Didn't get it done. We'll talk a little bit about it coming up next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Singert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Thursday, April 4th, versus the Columbus Fury at CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 6 p.m. with first serve at 7. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons, football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Koppel. So take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G214773.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Sick of being upsold at gyms?
My guy, you're currently a base member? For $90 more, I can upgrade you to our Shred membership. For $130 more, you'll be a Swole member. And for just $300 more, you'll reach Sweat Platinum.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the upsell. Never pushy, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. It's fitness that fits your budget. Join Planet Fitness for just $1 down and $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, April 12th. See Home Club for details.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like to have my fun maybe more like on like a Tuesday like in February or something. Let's see if I can pull a prank on somebody. Yeah, but not on
It's
prank
like a
day.
total amateur hour.
Yeah, it's just like National Prank Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I do got a little announcement to make.
What's that?
Oh, wait, breaking news?
I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Whoa! What, Kitty? This
April Fools.
Oh! He got it. He got it. That's actually well done.
So good.
Early break with Zip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Old school with DP and J.
So I knew that it was a crapshoot with the grown-up professionals at the highest level. Who's going to bet? I don't know whether the starting center's girlfriend broke up with him, whether his parents have groceries that week. I don't know whether his roommate and him had a fight. So why would I want to bet on that?
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer. And now Austin Norman joining you as Rico has stepped out, had some professional stuff to attend to for the day. It's going to be somewhat of a quicker segment here. It's interesting, the evolution of, I guess, conversations regarding Husker baseball. This one's not necessarily about the play on the field, but more so availability of items for fans. And
specifically one item,
beer. Mm-hmm. And beer at a baseball game. And obviously this makes it a little more trickier because you have the joint partnership of the Salt Dogs and the Huskers at Haymarket Park in Hawksfield. But it was announced today, Evan Bland, who comes on the block relatively often, says he wrote an article saying cold beers won't be a part of the Nebraska baseball games this spring after all. Despite recent optimism among Husker leadership that alcohol sales in Haymarket Park could become a reality, the topic almost certainly won't even reach a Board of Regents vote later this month. The hang-up arose in revenue-sharing discussions with Nebco Inc., which owns the other ballpark tenant in the Lincoln Salt Dogs, an independent professional team. Nebraska offered a 50-50 split on its alcohol sales, while the other companies
stayed firm in receiving 90% of the take. Doug Edwald said, who is the NU Executive Associate Athletic Director and CFO, said the regions were pretty clear. We should at least get 50% of the net. Honestly, if I really read the contract, I'd argue we should get 100% of the net. Multiple factors complicate the discussion. Nebraska has a 90-10 arrangement for alcohol sales at Pinnacle Bank Arena. NU also doesn't pay any maintenance or capital construction costs at Pinnacle Bank Arena. So basically, no alcohol at Haymarket Park. That's the gist of this. I tweeted this out actually a little bit earlier, and we had talked about it yesterday, that Nebraska, they want to get on the field to where they host a regional.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, one site, I believe it was Baseball America, had projected that Nebraska was going to host a regional and be 15th overall seed. And in this projected regional, obviously, it's April 4th, and we got a long way to go. But in this projected regional, it's that Nebraska's the host site, the number 1 seed, and LSU is the 2. Can you imagine, and I'll read my tweet verbatim, can you imagine the outrage from LSU fans that have made the trek up and knowing how they operate during the College World Series, finding out that Haymarket Park does not have beer available while watching a baseball game?
Oh, boy.
It would be... and then on the flip side, the amount of, I'll be honest, lost revenue for anybody involved. Whether it's a 50-50 split, whether it's a 90-10 split, whether it's 80-20, 70-30, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of lost potential revenue in not offering beer to fans from anywhere, whether it's SEC or Big 12. I just think that it's unfortunate that it's at an impasse because the taps are there. They've done it in Memorial Stadium where they said, oh, we'll never do it in Memorial Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand it wasn't during a Nebraska athletics event.
Still happened, though.
It still happened in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened in Pinnacle Bank, not only just for Husker events, but also for a Big Ten conference event when it was the wrestling championships back in 2022. They do it for concerts. Now they've introduced it to women's and men's basketball. And it's gone off seemingly without a hitch.
Mm-hmm.
So now for fans that attend baseball games, there's part of let me get a hot dog, a beer, and watch some baseball. You can't have the latter. You can't have, or I should say the first one. You can't get a beer. And although it's such a minor thing, and there's probably 85% of the listeners out there going, this isn't a big deal. Why are you making a big deal? It's because of the potential. The potential of if/when Nebraska gets to host a regional, then you're able to provide a good experience, not only for Husker fans, but a good environment and experience for visitors when that stadium is packed. And then also for just the potential revenue. I don't know who gets what. I'm not involved in meetings. I don't know who even votes on it. I don't really care. Like my point of or from my point of view as somewhat of a fan, I'm sitting there going, get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to use a Cubs example for you here.
Yeah.
It feels like the Cubs keeping Chris Bryant down to get that extra year service time. Dominated at AA, dominated at AAA. The equivalent of that would be, hey, dominated at Memorial Stadium, right? Well, without really any hitches at Garth Brooks. Well at PBA for Big Ten wrestling. In basketball, it's gone well. It's gone perfectly fine. No major reported issues. So the place where it's easiest to have this happen at Haymarket Park, the sport that I think is most conducive to having beer in the stadium,
exactly,
doesn't have it. And again, I don't want to get into the numbers, particulars, who's to blame, but at some point, wouldn't both sides? Here's the funny thing: all three sides, because if you keep reading the article, not only are the Salt Dogs and the Huskers involved, the city of Lincoln actually owns the land and owns the ballpark. So you have three stakeholders here. All three of them are missing out on money. What's more important, getting all the money or just getting more?
Well,
because everyone stands to profit from opening up the taps. And I get it. Everyone wants to maximize their share of the return. Like, I get it. That's how business works. But at the same time, isn't some money better than no money?
It's also strange because like if there's crossover seasons with Salt Dogs and Huskers,
which there is,
just the idea of that. Yeah, the Huskers could play on Sunday, and they can't be. It's not available. But guess what? Monday, go ahead. Or even on there's days where Nebraska would play during the day on a Sunday, and the Salt Dogs have a night game, and it's like, all right, 3 hours later, they're available.
Yeah.
I just think that there's ways. I mean, to your point, Austin, it's frustrating at times. I think there's been a couple of, according to Forbes, and this comes from Evan Bland's article again, is that a Forbes article from 2016. So I mean, we're talking almost 10 years ago now, eight plus years ago, said that 22% is a common number for schools to receive in alcohol sales when working with concessionaires. Minnesota football in 2013 renegotiated from 22.5% up to 35% after losing money in its first season. Tennessee football in 2021 evenly split alcohol sales venue with its partner. In both cases, those teams own their own stadium, which obviously provides a little bit more of a hiccup at Nebraska.
It absolutely does. I'm going to go back the paragraph before that. So the Salt Dogs have been doing this for 20 years plus at this point. The rolling out, day versus night games is mentioned here as well. And then there's that other alternative. So Nebraska has reached out to Creighton, who says 90% of the beer it sells is out of cans. Okay, well, why can't Nebraska just sell cans? Well, because they can't do it unilaterally, because they share the stadium with the Salt Dogs. Again, all this is according to Evan's article. So there's a vendor, there's a concession company that the Salt Dogs have contracted with.
Yep.
So would a creative workaround be, hey, concessions company, you're for the Salt Dogs, you don't have this agreement with Nebraska.
Yeah.
Is there flexibility to bring in a second contractor to sell cans where that's just Nebraska, whereas the taps are just the Salt Dogs? Maybe there's some exclusivity in there in that contract where the same company would have to be the one providing for both the Salt Dogs and the Huskers. I don't know, but I wonder if that's an option that's been looked at.
Yeah, Doug Ewald, by the way, says at the end of the article, we got to try to be collaborative and get to the right answer. I don't know what it is that moves the needle. I'm hopeful we can get there down the road, but it's a little frustrating. So it's not an end-all, be-all. I'm sure eventually they'll figure something out, whether it's 60-40. One side's going to have to budge, whether that's the side wanting 90% of the take or Nebraska wanting 50-50 split. One side's going to have to budge. I'm not sure which side that's going to be. But once again, I just think of like postseason play. If Nebraska gets there, you're not only drawing fans for the play on the field, you're drawing fans. There's a lot more people than just Husker fans you got to think about. What's the reputation nationally, right? All that.
Well, at least half the games won't involve Nebraska.
Yes, all of that matters. And you don't want to create this thing of we're just going to leave early so that way we can go across the street, have a beer, or even in the parking lot, let's be honest, have a beer, and we'll listen to the game on the radio. You don't want that because that portrays a bad image by word of mouth from fan base to fan base and within fan bases. It also portrays a bad picture on TV. And I'm not saying that the beer and alcohol is the deciding factor in everything.
Better not be.
But it certainly plays a part. It certainly plays a part. And hey, you know what? If I can come and grab a beer at a game, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll do general admission. We'll have a good time, get a couple buddies out there and enjoy some baseball.
Well, especially with like an SEC school who, for better or worse, that's the conference that runs college baseball right now. Even an ACC school, even if, let's say the roles were reversed and Nebraska was hosting Oklahoma State this time. Those conferences are the ones that are the brand names in college baseball. Not to say Nebraska doesn't have its own, history and tradition, but it's still trying to get to the level of these other schools. So if they have a good experience at your ballpark, it's, hey, maybe Big Ten baseball is not so bad. Maybe we schedule some more of these teams in the non-conference. And, obviously the teams have a different experience than the fans, but if the fans start talking, obviously the athletic departments start hearing this. And then that just slowly can start changing their mind. And I'm going to throw this out from Hubert on the text line.
Yeah.
Could they do a special arrangement similar to Memorial allowing it for the concert as a one-off? Sure, they could, but I could also understand why they wouldn't want to make it a one-off, why they'd like to have a month of data ahead of time to say, hey, this is how it's going to work, a month to work out the kinks.
Yeah. And here's the thing is we've had, people on the text line of multiple thoughts. Let's see. One of the CWS champions in the last 5 years is known for throwing up their beers up in the air after a home run. And I can understand like yes, Ole Miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand the want of like, let's make it a party. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to create a tradition of where let's chuck beers in left field.
We're not asking for the Waste Management Open here.
And it doesn't have to be, right? And if it does get to that point, then we can have the conversation of maybe this wasn't a great idea, or maybe there needs to be other measures in place. Similar
but you don't
to like
know unless you try
that part, and unless you have data, and unless you have experiences, and it's just something to kind of consider. Gorilla Bear says you guys need to stop. You're making too much sense. Fred Hoiberg says I don't think we need to see the whole 93.7 The Ticket crew sloshed at the Husker baseball games. That's not happening because unfortunately, not unfortunately, but we're not drinking while we're there and stuff. And so like this is one of those things though. Honestly, it just feels like a missed opportunity because to that point, Austin, of when you have visiting fan bases and they talk about Big Ten baseball. Big Ten and Nebraska don't get a whole lot of opportunities. Like the conference and the university, they don't get a whole lot of opportunities when it comes to baseball, softball, and some of the other sports to like show their and flex their muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put together a half bleeping effort, then it's kind of you're going to look back and regret that you didn't do things differently in if there's problems down the road. And so I just think. I hope, right? We don't know when the next vote's going to be, if there is going to be a next vote. But as of right now, impasse between the three parties involved at alcohols being allowed at Haymarket Park for the foreseeable future. So, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll bring in Stricky for the crossover coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online
online at prg-ne.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the perfect place to watch the NCAA tournament from the round of 64 all the way to the championship. Bring your friends and family in to enjoy Tanner's delicious hamburgers, chicken lips, and daily specials, and wash it down with one of their tons of options of beers. You'll never have an issue finding the game, as there are TVs everywhere throughout the space. So get in early, grab your spot, and settle in for a day of NCAA tournament basketball at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Women may be complicated, but I make sure buying jewelry isn't. Your gal has a style, and you can figure this out. Is she more of a classic necklace kind of gal, or does she rock the boho chic vibe with layers of delicate bracelets? This is crucial intel. Not trusting your intel? Stop in the store and we'll sort out the details. I promise to make this super easy. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Old School with DP and J.
So I knew that it was a crapshoot with the grown-up professionals at the highest level. Who's going to bet? I don't know whether the starting center's girlfriend broke up with him, whether his parents have groceries that week. I don't know whether his roommate and him had a fight. So why would I want to bet on that?
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I don't believe you people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Huh?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the happy hour here at 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Austin, now Stricky. What's up, Stricky?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The weather is changing into my favor. It looks like I need to pull the clubs out soon. Yes, I'm excited.
Stop hitting the clubs. Start hitting the clubs.
Yeah.
When was the last time you golfed?
Dang. Thailand. Yes. Thailand.
Did you play in Thailand?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not in Thailand, but in the Philippines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That was a long time ago. Not really.
Not really. 2 whole months.
No, don't
Poor
even
guy.
try to say anything after you went down and got suntanned and burned.
I was down.
Oh, and guess what? He's going again in 2 weeks.
Oh, see, there you go. Yeah.
What?
And you got to, it's unbelievable.
You're skipping town again
As
on
much
us.
as you talk smack. That's how you
In
do?
2 weeks, I am skipping town. I guess if you want to call it skipping town, I am skipping town. I'm golfing TPC Scottsdale, Stricky.
Well, as you should.
Little stadium course action.
Why didn't you go this weekend for the Final Four?
Because the Final Four is this weekend. No. I see. So we talked about the bachelor party with Rico and how he went to Oklahoma City for the bachelor party. Riveting spot.
Bricktown, baby.
Hey, I do love Bricktown.
Underrated.
I agree. Sitting on the river, that's kind of cool there.
landed
can I tell my Bricktown story real
landed
quick
a big
then?
guest before you tell it.
Who you got?
I landed a big guest tomorrow.
Yeah?
Spud Webb.
Wow, there you go.
A big guest or a
Webb's
little
gonna
guest?
talk a little guest, but big. He's gonna come on and talk NC State Final Four.
Nice.
Yeah,
There
I
you
didn't
go.
tell you. I
Dang.
snuck that one on you.
Hello.
Yeah, he's gonna join us tomorrow. Come on in 2:30.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Okay. Tell your
Nice.
story.
Tell
I
me
forgot to tell you.
Bricktown story.
Yeah, so wife and I went on our little baby moon
Nice.
over the summer.
To Oklahoma
right?
City.
Started in Oklahoma City, made it all the way down to just strict land, if you know what I mean. To the strict land.
Tizzy.
Anyways, we did eat at Toby Keith's restaurant.
And Rico,
Every point.
Rico didn't go.
Lame.
Rico didn't go to Toby Keith's restaurant.
Anyway, so I ended
said,
up
Rico, what else are you doing down there?
nothing. There's nothing else. I mean, there's plenty else to do. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna go, you may as well go to Toby Keith's restaurant.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I dropped wifey off to get the reservation and whatnot, and I had to drive around. Finally parked in like Bass Pro Shops, which is a ways down. But then along the river there, I had to walk back. I kid you not, there was a flock of 30 geese.
Wow.
In my way, and like,
and then
we know geese have that reputation for being
They're
aggressive, right?
They didn't move.
No, they didn't. They're just standing there, minding their own business. Look at me like, what's up? Well, bring it. You want to come this way? I'm like, I do want to come this way. I would like to walk. So I went like back and forth like 4 times trying to figure out the best way around instead of having to go through the geese. But then luckily someone else just plowed right through them. They didn't do anything. So like, now's my chance. I got to go.
Yeah.
And I made it through the geese without problem.
Yeah, here you are
Yeah.
today. Here you are today. So there you go. Yeah, no. All right, Stricky, guys, we saw this just a brief moment here before we get to On the Block with you two. Jim Phelan, Coach of the Year award goes to Fred Hoiberg.
Yeah, I got that over the wire.
Congrats to Coach Hoiberg for that. I mean,
cool video, by the way.
It was a great video. I highly recommend going and checking it out on the social media platforms. Great video. Where are we in like reminiscent on this season, right? Like when you think back to Coach Hoiberg and the job he did this year, right? Where do you put it in the list of jobs in current for former coaches the last couple of years? Whether it's Tim Miles, whether it's Fred Hoiberg, jobs of not only putting a staff together, but also putting talent in the locker room and getting them to be productive on the floor.
It's one of those things where you have to give him his flowers. You have to, because of the fact that just not so long ago, everybody was calling for his head.
Yeah.
Not so long ago, there was a lot of uncertainty. He had to make a move that probably hurt. It wasn't easy to release guys that you've worked with for years. And in coaching, that's one of the things that you always want to have around you is you want to have guys that are in your corner that you can trust, and you literally absolve yourself of that and bring in new guys, but they specialize and they're good. Then as a coach, to then get guys to buy in, you deal with injuries, a lot of situations from the year before when you thought you had started that whole motion.
Yeah.
You're able to finish off on a good note. Then you get the most out of a bunch of guys that nobody believed. Guys that came from mid-major programs, so forth and so on. Nobody believed. You had a few Stapletons still here.
Yeah.
Nobody thought Rick Mass would be Rick Mass. Nobody thought Bryce would be Bryce. Nobody thought Bryce would be called on to do what he was called on to do. You didn't have you got the best and the most out of everybody on that team to land at third in the conference, which could have even been better. So you've got to give him a hand clap. I mean, I think that's the best. Now, where we are now, I said it in my tweet. I think it's a turmoil situation again because it's kind of like starting all over in a sense, because retainment is still something that's one of the hardest things I think to do right now in the landscape of basketball.
College athletics in general.
Period, all across the landscape. And so therefore, to lose so much, now it's going to be another testament of, is he able to hit in the portal?
I want to throw this to you guys. Which is the better coaching job? Getting Nebraska from 16 wins to 23
Why are you
wins?
throwing questions out instead of freaking answering the man's question? I'm sorry, just playing with you. Go ahead.
Or getting Nebraska from 10 wins to 16 wins? Because I would argue that Fred Hoiberg did a better coaching job last year with the injuries. The way that team 3 years ago now ended, keeping that momentum, starting off on a roll, really up to that Purdue game that Nebraska could have won. Then Gary, then Bandemel go down to get that team off the 4-game losing skid back to 500, and a game they should have won in the Big Ten tournament. I would almost argue Fred Hoiberg had a quote unquote better coaching job last year than he did this most recent season.
Might not have been more as glamorous,
right?
Though that's an interesting point. I think it's interesting to remember how all this started, right? And I mean, by when I say started, you can go back to his first year in 2019, or you can go back to just last year. Go ahead.
It's Stricky, your boy is in the news. He's on the move.
Is that Muss?
Your boy Muss? Yeah.
Muss
what happened,
USC?
bro?
He's going back out west.
No.
He's going to USC.
Oh, wow. Now that you know what they're saying, your boy's in the transfer portal also.
Who's the boy?
Your boy.
Who's my boy?
Bronny James.
Maybe. It would be interesting to see him go to Duquesne.
That's what a lot of people think, because that's LeBron's, good friend of his is coaching there. But people were also talking about the possibility of landing at Ohio State due to opportunity open,
which
not much there.
Can we talk about Jake Diebler for a moment? Jake Diebler comes in after getting the permanent job after being interim for a while.
I think it's well deserved for what he did.
I think it was well deserved as well. And he gets Michie Johnson from South Carolina to go to
come back to
Ohio State. Excuse me. And now if he's able to get a name like Bronny James, there you have it a little bit. But Jake Diebler, they've had a couple of guys enter the portal, whether that was Roddy Gale. There's also one more that entered the portal for Ohio State that I'm blanking on. But they also had a guy
Scotty
return.
Middleton and Roddy Gale.
Yeah, but they also had a guy return, announced that he's coming back for another season to Ohio
Bruce
State.
Thornton.
Thank you.
And there are some people
Coming in
think
clutch.
that would probably be a good move to get back to hometown and so forth and so on. But some people think he should go out and be a Dookie. And they're saying that because, one, you have Cooper Flagg, who is give it to him and go. He doesn't require a lot. He's a good secondary guy who can pass and just, create probably for other guys, which I didn't really see that at USC. But some people, those are some of the speculations out there. I would love your thoughts. That's why I wanted to throw it at you.
That's interesting.
As to, what do you think would be a good fit for him in a Duke type of system, or an open system like Ohio State where, he'll be able to maybe do a little bit more?
Try Duquesne. How about that? Yeah. LeBron's friend, Drew Joyce, just took over as head coach. Family connection there. Keith Dambrot obviously going to be around. He was LeBron's high school coach. And I don't think Bronny doesn't have the juice, but I think there's two ways he can take his career. Number one is go to a mid-major like a Duquesne, show that he can handle the ball, show that he can initiate, be that primary creator, maybe transfer up one more time before he goes to the NBA draft. Okay, prove you got a little bit of ball handling juice. That'll really help your stock. Or
it would hurt him.
The option that I think is more likely is that he stays at the Power 5, Power 6 level, playing the exact same role he is now. 3-and-D, 2 guard, secondary ball handler, will get tough defensive assignments, really just gets spot up 3 opportunities. That is going to be his NBA role. Even if he can create a little more in college than I think people give him credit for, he's not going to be a number 1 option in the NBA. He's not going to be a 2. He's not going to be a 3.
That's a fact.
Can he be DeAndre Hunter? A guy like that from the Hawks who's, defensively dominant at Virginia, hit some spot up 3s, did a little bit of creation. But if you look at his offer list out of high school, it was USC, Memphis, and Ohio State. Duke didn't offer him. Kansas didn't offer him. Kentucky, Carolina, Oregon. He visited them, but they didn't offer him. So I still think he ends up at the Power 5 level, but this is where I think LeBron's NBA experience and connections will tell me a lot about where he decides to go and how that family and him view his NBA future.
Yep, there you go. Plenty of stuff coming up on the block with these two guys, Austin and Strick. What's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
35-second shot clock.
Yes.
We got it. All 6 classes. So I think that's a good thing. We'll talk through that. College basketball shoot-around. UConn had some plane troubles.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal. Juwan Howard did the one-on-one thing with the athletics. Some interesting stuff in there from Michigan's former coach. LSU women's basketball had scholarships threatened. We'll get into that a little bit. But then the chunk of our second hour, 3 o'clock hour, college football's proposed Super League is starting to gain some traction and some momentum among the top decision makers. What would it mean? What would it look like? We'll dive into that.
All right, there you have it. All that and more coming up next on The Block with Strick and Austin. Appreciate Rico for that first half of the show hanging out. Appreciate Austin and Strick filling in with me for the second half of the happy hour. Stay tuned on The Block with Strick and Austin. Coming up next, thanks to Empire Fence and Name for their support of the happy hour as always. But for now, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.